Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask Steph. I'm Stephanie Lillian, and every week I answer your yoga and meditation questions. This week our question is, what is the difference between yoga and Pilates? The two have many similarities but are different as well. So today we're going to spend some time answering that question. So this question was actually brought to me relatively recently, and as a yoga teacher I realized that I don't know that much about Pilates, and I found myself a little bit stumped with answering the question. So I did a little bit of research for you, and I'm just going to go over the broad kind of differences and similarities between yoga and Pilates so you can help navigate your journey, whether you want to decide to do one, the other, or combine both together. So I think the best way to approach answering this question is by taking the definitions of the words themselves. So yoga means to yoke or union, specifically between the union of the mind and the body. However, Pilates is actually somebody's last name. It's named after Joseph Pilates for a technique that he created after World War II to help rehab soldiers after the war. So that's kind of back from the 1920s. Yoga has its origins over 3,000 years ago in India and the Eastern world. So they are different if you just look at their origins to start. They have very similar movements and definitely incorporate breath work on each side as well. The big difference between yoga and Pilates, though, is that Pilates is a lot of mat work, and you may be using a machine called a reformer, which has a sliding seat and a bar for your feet, while yoga is pretty much resistance training. You'll be on your mat but moving and flowing through postures. Pilates as well works very small muscle groups with tiny movements repeated over time and really emphasize the strength of your core, while yoga is really full body movements as you're flowing through postures, working on flexibility and strength throughout. So as you're deciding whether to approach yoga or Pilates, also keep in mind that there are so many variations of classes and teachers out there that you can really find what works for you. While there's more variation within yoga, Pilates, there's a little bit less variation because you are really sticking to the structure of certain movements and class flows. Yoga, you can find everything from hot, powerful yoga to a slow, relaxing yin-based class. So I'd really like to encourage you as you kind of parse through yoga, Pilates, Payo, there's combinations between the two of them, to try different things, find what works for you and find what sticks and something that you enjoy doing. So I hope this helps you kind of parse through the landscape of yoga and Pilates, just keeping in mind that yoga means to yoke or union. So there's a little bit more of that spiritual mind-body connection aspect within the practice, while Pilates originates from someone's last name and is a little bit more technical, mechanical, focusing on creating strength from the core of the body. Hope this helps you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for spending your time with me here today. Namaste.